What's good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with Tesla, SPY, Nvidia, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down some very important levels to be watching for, what's going on with the charts, and what you should be watching for in terms of data and such. But before I begin the devil's information, before I get into any more details, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo, deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends very soon in just about 5 days from now. Anyways, for SPY, we're currently at new all-time highs in the 533 area, and SPY is holding it very, very well. But the question is, are we about to reject, or are we going to continue to break all-time highs? What do I think is going to happen? I'm going to give you guys my answer in just a couple of minutes. As a reminder, however, let's go over some data. Today is Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. Know that before the market opened, we just got the initial jobless claims report at 215,000. That is well below the expectations, once again showing strength in the labor market. On top of this, 15 minutes after the market opens, we have the SP Global Composite PMI, Manufacturing PMI, and Services PMI data coming out, and new home sales at 10 a.m. Besides that, we don't really have too much else that's too crazy for the markets, but this data could cause some volatility. So look for volatility for the first 15-30 minutes of the day. All the other pieces of data are kind of minor, so we'll see how things end up going. Now, when it comes to other pieces of data, Nvidia just announced their earnings, and this is causing the market to go absolutely parabolic. For today, we have more earnings coming out, such as Ralph Lauren, not to mention TD Bank. And then after the market closes, we have Intuit and Ross announcing their earnings. But let's just talk about Nvidia. Nvidia is the main jewel of the market for today. One thing worth noting is that the market fell yesterday. We had the Nasdaq fall. The S&P 500 actually fell a bit by about 0.27%. So did the Dow, and the market fell because of this news right here. We got the FOMC minutes, and a lot of these Fed officials were very, very concerned about inflation, talking about how they're 100% willing to tighten in case things get out of hand again. And they know that there's more work that has to be done. So they're very, very concerned about that. That's especially what Christopher Waller from the Fed said. So that's why the market dipped yesterday. But that dip was in preparation for what ended up coming after that. And that is Nvidia absolutely killing it when it comes to earnings. This is very important. Nvidia rallied. It topped $1,000 for the first time in extended trading hours after the company reported its fiscal first quarter results, beating estimations. They beat on EPS and revenue. They raised their guidance overall, which is very, very good news for them, especially for this quarter. They're saying they're going to do even better than what Wall Street was expecting. We have a 10-for-1 stock split. We saw net sales and gaming revenue increase. There's no signs of a slowdown. The list goes on. They absolutely killed it. Now, you could say whatever you want about the share price. Is it overvalued or not? That's up to you to decide. But let me be very honest. Like I said in my earlier video, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, the share price is bullish, and you just have to go based off what the chart tells us. It's bullish, which is helping the market continue to pump. Some more pieces of news. Amazon's giving Alexa an upgrade, so that's good. It's been a while since that happened. And finally, GM has officially rolled out an all-electric version of its iconic Chevy Equinox. Good news for them as well. Congratulations to Chevy and also the GM team. Now, for Tesla, there's been some big news that came out. They're breaking ground on the Megapack battery factory in Shanghai. Good news for Tesla. Once again, they're going to try to increase their capacity to 10,000 units per year. And with this coming out, that's going to help Tesla actually keep up the demand for their batteries. With that happening, let's talk about the news for the markets and how the charts are looking. So SPY is approaching 534 as resistance. This is actually a very, very key fib level. If we end up sinking back down, I'll be watching 533, then 532.25. We are still bullish unless we lose 532.25. If we lose that support, then yes, we could come down to fill this gap all the way down to 531. So watch 534. If we break that, I think we could go all the way up to not just 535, but also 537. 535 and 537 are likely coming if we break past 534. So let me watch to see if it breaks out higher. Let me just say that right now, there's no sign of a big rejection or anything like that. The trend is still bullish, so we'll just have to give this time. SPY is still holding up very, very well, and it still could go higher. There's still a possibility. We just have to see if it could break 534, hold above that, and this thing is going to go to the moon. It still has potential to break all-time highs again. But this is what I told you guys yesterday. The market's going to likely rip thanks to Nvidia. Exactly as predicted, the market is ripping. Nvidia is also pushing very nicely. We have resistance at 1,020. If we break that, We have 1025, 1040, 1050. The list is endless. It still has more upside potential. But watch 1020. We'll see if we could break this or not. If we end up losing 1000, then yes, we could turn back to bearish and see Nvidia actually dip a bit. But there's no sign of Nvidia going back down below 1000. Overall, it's actually been holding up very well this entire day. So there is more potential for it to try to continue pushing, in my opinion, which could launch the market even higher. For Tesla's also looking more bullish. We have to try to hold 182 uh, overall over here. If we hold 182, we're going to be looking for a push all the way up to fill this gap at 185 or higher. If we lose 182, watch support all the way down here. First, we have our 20 EMA at 181. If we lose that, we have a gap to fill in the 179s, 179 to 178 area, and then we have more lower levels. But overall, like I said before, we have an inverse head and shoulders on Tesla. Overall, it's holding up very, very well. You guys can see this inverse head and shoulders right here. And there is potential for this to actually go a little bit higher, at least try to fill our gap to 185. Tesla's technicals look a bit more bullish to me. On top of this, we have the QQQ. The triple Q has broken all-time highs exactly as predicted. If we end up losing, by the way, 459.5, then yes, we could turn back down to 457. If we continue to hold above 460 around this area, and we just continue to shuffle and try to break out again, watch it break 461. If we break that, I'll be looking at 462.25, 464, then 465 as resistance. There is still more potential in the triple Q to go higher. I think that's also another possibility. But we have to break the all-time high again and try to continue to hold. I'll be watching to see if that ends up happening. For Apple, we're basically trying to uptrend right over here. We have to try to get back above 191.1. If we do so, look for 192. If we fail to break and hold above 191.1, watch 190.5, then lower levels. But overall, we'll see how Apple does. There's a possible head and shoulders, but nothing's guaranteed yet. We have to try to get back above these EMAs. So I'll give this some time, and we'll just have to see how things end up developing from here. For a few more, I'm going to be very quick with the rest of these guys. Supermicro is trying to push right now. We're going to be looking at resistance towards we're basically at resistance right here at 928 and then 943 above that. We have support currently at 907 and then 900. We'll see how well it holds up. Overall, it could push a bit thanks to Nvidia. For Bitcoin is kind of dipping a little bit, looking kind of weak. Watch 69,000 as support. If we lose this, there's a risk of it dipping all the way down to the 60s, 68,000 area. So I'm seeing some weakness on Bitcoin. We'll see if it holds up. I am seeing a big shift in the markets right now. So that's why crypto is kind of dipping. So that's part of the reason why it's like that. For Coinbase, watch resistance at 240. We have support at 231. We'll see if it actually tests 231 then bounces. Overall, it's at a very, very critical level. For Amazon's trying to break out right now. Look at resistance towards 184.5. If we break this, we're going to be looking for a big push for 186. If we dip a little bit, watch 183 as support, and then 182. It might dip to 183 and see if we get a big bounce again. So look for a little dip and bounce. Just three more. Meta is looking a bit more bullish, trying to push up higher. We could be looking for a move all the way up to about 476. So it's looking more bullish. GME is just consolidating. We're in a critical place. If we lose 19, we're going to dip down to 17. And if we end up breaking past 24, we're bullish. So I want to see it break past 24 to start pushing higher. We'll have to give this some time to see if that ends up being the case. And lastly, we have the one and only AMC stock. AMC has a nice accumulation structure right over here. Within the next, I would say, 2 months, I think it's going to be trying to fill some of these imbalances and make its way up towards our key retracement area right here. It's going to retest the 0.618 retracement towards $7. So I think it's going to push it to at least 7 within 2 months. I think that's most likely going to be the case. Anyways, that's it for the markets, guys. Let's see if we break the all-time high again. If we do so, look for a parabolic move, a parabolic squeeze to continue. If not, if we end up losing key supports, then yes, we could actually dip down to fill our gaps. So we'll see. But overall, there's no sign of us getting a rejection yet. Do not be fooled by this candlestick right here. We could come down and just start to rip up as soon as we open. So wait and see. Be very patient, and we'll see how things go. That's it for this one. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you guys in just a couple of hours. Thank you, and peace out.